Okay, we're going to do an interesting, well, I don't think it's that interesting. We'll see what we can do, what surprises we can pull out of this Konica Minolta hat. Hat shaped like a Konica Minolta photocopier. Isn't that a kind of amusing concept? It's very funny. We're just going to leave it at 100. Sometimes it's hard to do things new and interesting with your equipment. I like to try new things these days. It's really nice to do that. So we're just going to do some work on this. I don't know how we're going to do this particular type of original. We'll see how we go. Brightness. Hang on, we're not going to use the brightness. We're going to use the contrast. Going to pump it up a little bit. And the copy density, we're just going to leave it, and we're just going to go down there, and I think we're calling it okay. Right, let's see what we can do with this piece of original. It looks in some ways good, but at the same time it's boring. It's just a picture of, I'm just trying to decide which side I'll do. I'll do this side. We're going to do something interesting with this. We're just going to put it on the glass like that, and we're going to do some fascinating stuff. So this is a boring little flyer, and I just want to make something a little bit more interesting out of it than just a fucking flyer for a painting company. So this is the side we just did, just to show. We'll just put that there and see if we've pulled up something nice out of this piece of shit. Piece of Konica Minolta commercialised shit. Anyway, that's quite a nice result. I'm wondering if we're going to make it into a mirror image, because that looks quite nice. So we're going to take our original, this one, and we're going to put it away. We're going to get rid of it. We don't need it anymore. We just need this. This will become our new original. So that's our new one. Put it on the glass. So I think we just showed it to you properly, the new one. I'm going to put it on the glass. We didn't enlarge it, so that's really nice. And we're going to see what we can get out of this piece of shit. So let's see if we can. If we're going to add, what are we going to do? We're going to make it into a negative positive for a change. We're going to... What are we going to do? We're going to darken the copy density for negative positive for the best result. Wonder what else we're going to do. If we're going to use the hue control, I'm going to make it a little bit warmer. Let's see how we go with this. Okay, let's see if we can make this. Oh, I forgot one thing. I forgot to change the original type to copied original, so I'll have to remember that for the next take. So let's see how we go. Okay, right. So, yeah, it looks... So what do? We didn't change it to copied original. It looks shitty. It looks really El Blando. I don't even like the colour anyway, so we're just going to get ourselves into the correct original type for this, and we're going to go, I don't know if we want to have a negative positive. It looks shit house, so we're turning it off. We're just going to go positive, and the copy density has to be zeroed, and I wonder if we're going to leave it at that. Let's see how it goes. A scanner. It didn't squeak as loud as it normally does. It's really noisy. We've had a problem with squeaks for probably nearly a month since this machine's just over 2 months old, and about a month or 3 weeks into it, I started to get the squeaks on the scanner, and it's really annoying sound, and it shows that the machine wasn't, I don't know, the quality control. But this is the first piece. It looks good. I like the richness. I like this part especially. So we're going to just make this into a nice neat little mirror image job. I seem to go to this technique a lot, making a movement piece and then replicating it and mirror imaging it. It's a really good, useful technique for getting something creative out of something boring. But I hope people don't get so sick of it. And unfortunately, we've already got this piece curling on us. So it's going to be near impossible trying to line these up as a nice, neat little mirror image, because the curl is just so difficult to deal with. I think it's the weather. In part, it's the weather because it's been wet and paper absorbs moisture, and photocopy paper has to go through heat to set the image onto the paper. The toner is a powder. The image stuff is a powder, and you got the heat drying up the paper, and it tends to curl it. I don't know. It's probably a lot more to it than what I can satisfactorily explain. But it is a very stressful thing on the paper. The paper just off, and I think the cold weather exacerbates, or the wet weather, and maybe the cold exacerbates the issue of curling, makes the problem worse. So that's our first mirrored piece, and it's now trying to line this fucking up with these other sheets is near impossible with this fucking curl problem. So I don't know if we're going to have a real success with this one. This one's like a real difficult one. But you can see this is not in a fancy studio. I don't have it. I'm not pinning it to a notice board with drawing pins, but I'd need 2 hands for that. I don't have an assistant. I'm all by myself. I'm doing my fucking YouTube videos on my own. So I have to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and everything I do, I have to be able to do it with one hand holding the camera. Otherwise, I've got no assistant. So basically, if I had an assistant, I could probably get them to help me tidy up the positioning of these images on the bed. But unfortunately, I'm not married to my future husband, Luigi. I have to do this shit on my own. And Luigi wants to see me do some really good photocopier art. And yeah, so that's it there with me holding it. It looks shit house. I'm sorry, guys, that's curled up, but that's just the physics of photocopying. Oops, here we go. The physics of photocopying. What a fucking annoying byproduct we have here, this curling. Oh well, we just have to accept it's the fucking physics of photocopying. 3 times. Okay, gotta go.